You know, here's a symptom we don't hear very much about, and that's chronic fatigue in menopause. And I'm not just talking about like feeling a little bit tired and feeling a little bit under the weather. I'm on about fatigue that has women bedridden, that they can't sleep off. They'll do like a 10 hour overnight sleep and then a 2-hour nap during the day, and they're still utterly exhausted. Nobody speaks about it, and it's very, very frustrating because it's one of the signs of perimenopause. That estrogen and progesterone fluctuating can have a massive impact on the system, and that is often shown as this type of fatigue. And so what to do when that happens? I mean, it's one of those things that can be a cause of something, so maybe overtraining, pushing too hard with the exercise. It can also just be symptomatic of the period of time you're in menopause. It doesn't particularly happen at a certain stage. I know for me, I went into menopause at the age of like 43, knowing I was in perimenopause, and one of the biggest symptoms for me was chronic fatigue. And so I realized then that I had to sort of change things up with the way I exercised and the food that I ate and my stress management, all of those things. I just wanted to let women know that it is an unusual symptom, but it is a definite symptom of perimenopause. And so if you feel like you're really struggling with this type of fatigue, then consider, is this part of the process of menopause? And if it is, there's things you can do. As far as exercise is concerned, what I found personally and what the studies are backing me up to say is that like the long endurance type exercise puts more of a stress on the body as far as recovery is concerned, and it can be harder to recover. And I know, like recently I went out and did a 10k run, and for 2 days I basically couldn't function. Lying on the sofa, it was a good opportunity to watch Netflix for a few hours, but really it was not great, because it meant I couldn't work, I couldn't do stuff, and like I say, it's one of those things that sleep didn't seem to ease. And so one of the best ways to exercise through this like tumultuous time, I mean it does start to ease off, is to focus more on the short, hard, intense workouts with weights that actually you can recover from a lot more quickly. And then prioritizing nutrition around your recovery if you have exercise, so making sure you get lots of protein into your system quickly to help aid with the recovery. Okay, so if you're having one of those days where fatigue is overwhelming you and there really isn't anything you can do, well, guess what? It's your body's way of telling you that there's not a lot you can do, and try and listen to it. I mean, if you're working full time, that's very difficult to do. Women are losing time off work because of menopause. If you are working full time and chronic fatigue is one of those things that's really impacting you and altering the quality of your life, then maybe you're a candidate for HRT. That's something to discuss with your doctors, but taking HRT can help relieve some of those symptoms because it balances out the hormones that are depleting. In fact, a lot of people will now refer to HRT as like the fertilizer on the dry plant. It sort of brings us back to life. In addition to that, stress management is massive. Take time to be quiet, to be still, to meditate, to just get calm again. Deep breathing can help with that. Prioritize sleep as much as possible, nutrition and exercise, and just exercise intelligently. Like if you feel up to going for a 10k run and it's what you really want to do, which is often the case with me, I really want to do it, but if something just doesn't feel good, just take a check and just say, is this the right thing for my body right now? If it feels good, then do it, but allow yourself to recover. Take the next day off, okay? So it's a great time to get to learn about your body. That's what menopause has done for me, which I think is great. It's a good time to cue in on these things. If you're just feeling like you're not quite feeling ready for it, then maybe do some mobility work, do some yoga, go for a walk, a bike ride. Prioritizing strength training will always be number one in my book, and it seems to be that the recovery from that is not as extreme as it is from endurance sports. But if you are doing endurance sports and it's your passion and you want to keep doing it, then prioritize recovery along with all of the other things. I hope this is helpful. But yeah, Chronic fatigue and menopause, it's a thing, and we have to talk about it. Bye guys.